Hey, good morning. This is Steve Wiideman here from Wiideman Consulting Group with Hansel Carcamo and Jeremy Kokel. And today we're going to be drinking coffee from the Coffee Stop.
Cappuccino, Java Jive, Mocha Latte, Java Jive. I love coffee, I love tea, I love the Java
Coffee Stop in Buena Park, and this is their drip black coffee. So, good morning, happy Monday, and
Good morning. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
All right, here we go.
All right. Seems kind of regular.
Strong,
Seems like convenience store coffee a little bit.
It's always a good test to just have absolutely nothing in the coffee and let it hit you.
Yep.
So yeah,
I think maybe this particular place specializes in their espresso drinks.
Could be.
Because this coffee does taste like something you get from like 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
Honestly, which sucks. But
Wow.
next week we'll try their other coffee.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna be great. But
Sure.
it's drinkable. It's not like you drink it and you're like, oh, this is awful. You know. But and you know where I like cream in your coffee, right?
I do.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Yeah, we were just kind of talking this morning about what our topic might be this week, and I just wrapped up. It took me almost a week to do it. The local search strategy for one of the country's largest restaurant franchises, which was really interesting because we had to look at every single competitor. I mean, every restaurant you can imagine, like Chili's, Olive Garden, Texas Roadhouse, Outback Steakhouse, even some regionals like Sizzler, and so we looked at all these different restaurants to try to understand what they were doing. We looked at their homepage, and we looked at what kind of structured markup they were using. We looked at their menus, both on their websites as well as what you see in Google search results, which is kind of an interesting thing because there's only one vendor that really does it with Google. They invited me to the Eats Con that I went to this weekend, which is kind of fun. So out in LA at this place called The Hangar, basically they fill this whole entire airport hangar with food vendors, and you walk around, you try all these different foods from like what was it, Vince and something pizza place, and they had a couple food trucks, but it was all like just LA vendors. It was really neat. So this company gave me a free ticket to go hang out with them, and so I think they really want to work with our client. So they're
nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
kind of cool. So yeah, so that was neat. And then we also looked at the competitors' local landing pages, the city pages that show up in the organic results, and their actual property pages that show up in the Google Map packs. We tried to understand how competitors were able to get higher placement than our client, both by looking at their web page, looking at business information about the website, about the company. We looked at how many business listings they had, compared to the competitor. It was really interesting. So we put all this kind of insight together into a local search strategy, broken out by data validation and website and local landing pages and data visibility, like the web directories and so forth, as well as reputation. And we found a lot of really interesting opportunities. It seems like this particular client's like outsourcing everything. So a lot of the assets, the stuff that they could have on their website, they're giving away to a third-party vendor to manage for them, like on reviews. So instead of going to site.com/reviews and leaving a review there, or finding your restaurant and leaving a review, they're sending them to some other vendor who manages it on their website, and the UGC, the user-generated content, goes to someone else, which is kind of silly, right?
So when you're thinking about local and you're tackling a big company like this, how are you dividing local? You've got the state level, you've got the city level. How many of those are you handling for local?
We really focus on the website side. We focus on the city and property level more than anything else.
Okay.
So in our kind of our analysis of what we did originally, we looked at how competitors were using like certain structured markup. Did they include a Google map? We identified the unique attributes as I went through each one, and once in a while you find someone doing something different and you add another row, and then you go back to other sites and you see, are they doing that too? Like what was one that somebody did? 360 virtual tour from Google, right? Are they using one? Yes or no? And so as we go through each competitor to see what they're doing at the city and property level, we basically create this monstrous report. And so from that, I created a plan. I basically said, here's a title and a description and a heading that I would use across all of your locations. Here's the structured markup I would use. Here's some of the attributes like 360 video and other stuff that I would use. Here's what I would use in your subheadings. Here's the Google map. Here's just all the information that we have. Let's put as much as we can on the city level, so that the user, if they get to that page, doesn't have to drill in to the D page if they don't want to. If they want the coupon inline, if they want directions inline, don't make them make the extra click.
Sure.
Let them do it right from that page.
The 360 tour is such a cool idea to add to a local also. That's
awesome.
That's something that Google themselves are championing. They're
encouraging it, and they're trying to build authenticity, I think.
Okay.
I think when you do that and you get a genuine Google approved photographer to come in and film, then they have confidence that it's really them, it's really the company.
Right.
So it does add a level of authenticity, which could help click-through rates, could help the user staying on the web page. It's really good content too, because then you can look inside and see if it's ghetto or if it's a good place that you'd want to go.
That's one of the things I look at.
Yeah.
I mean, if you can get a peek at a place you want to go to first with an awesome video.
Mm-hmm. So the hardest part of doing the local strategy isn't figuring out where the deficiencies are based on where the competitors are working, but it's more in coming up with the creative ideas. Like once we've done everything the competitors are doing, then what, right? One thing I did notice that most of the competitors didn't actually use a city level landing page. They're just optimizing for Google Maps. But the creative ideas are like local events. So I got on Nextdoor, I got an invite to go hang out with the new sheriff, I guess, at Starbucks. Starbucks is hosting the sheriff on the 23rd, which is 2 days from now or tomorrow. It's tomorrow. So anyone from the community wants to go in and just hang out and listen to them and whatever. So it's a cool way. And Starbucks address is all over the place now. It's on Nextdoor. It's on the city website.
Yeah.
It's everywhere. Starbucks probably now ranks in the Google Map Pack for a coffee shop La Mirada better than any of the other coffee shops, simply because of the number of occurrences of their business data and the fact that it says Starbucks coffee, right, most of the time. So it's kind of interesting. So coming up with those creative ideas to to sort of gravitate links and visibility versus having to proactively push something out, So that was kind of the interesting part, I think, of the local strategy, is kind of coming up with that creative.
How long do you think an event serves, the traffic to that site? If you host an event like the sheriff at Starbucks,
Sure.
What is it looking like 6 months later?
I don't even think it's about the traffic.
Okay.
I know they get a little bit of traffic. I think it's more about the Pac-Man analogy of Google's web crawler, Googlebot, crawling through the internet and consuming and qualifying links as votes to the website, number one. And for local business, for the map pack, is consuming, matching, and basically counting a vote for every NAP, or name, address, phone number instance it finds. So even when the event's over, it's going to stay on the website most of the time. It's historical, it's gone.
True.
The Nextdoor is still going to be there as long as Nextdoor is open, which in this case probably wasn't. But as long as Google can crawl through the web and find name, address, phone number more prominently than the competition, they should continue to see growth in map pack.
Sweet.
So it's less, I think, from a local SEO standpoint about the traffic, but anyway, it's a good idea. So one of the suggestions I had was host a local coffee break. So we basically pay for coffee, black coffee, right? Not anything special. During a certain time of the day, and you host it on a local website. Hey, you need a break? Come in for, the restaurant's 30-minute coffee break time or something.
I love it.
Yeah, there's no cost. Coffee's free during that hour. So I come up with all these little neat ideas. Hyper-local content. How do we make our content different across over 2,000 different, restaurant pages? Because it's all basically the same stuff, except the only difference is the address is different. So I suggested going to each store manager and asking him for unique information about the store. How far are you from city landmarks? How often do city landmarks change? Like the main city buildings and government offices. Those things don't change very often. How far you are from Disneyland? I doubt Disneyland's going to move, 2 blocks in 5 years, right?
Unlikely.
Right. So finding those landmarks and being able to write, hey, we're about 2 miles north of Disneyland and 6 blocks from the government office here. And and by the way, during snow in certain cities, we close if it's more than 2 feet of snow across the entire city. Anything that they can write that's unique, that's not going to change in 5 years, to keep it up to date, is a great way to create some local content that adds value. So I suggested doing that at the city level, where it's around snow and weather and whatever, and at the property level, around specifically around parking and something that's like the landmark thing. So kind of cool.
Love it.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. The only other thing I have to do now with this one client is the paid search audit, and right now I'm working on the keyword discovery. So that'll help me build the campaigns on how I suggest doing it for paid search and some other things as well. And then I'll be done. And then my schedule's freed up and I can work on our digital download project. I'm excited about that. But anyway, cool. Anything else we want to chat about? I think we have an easy week, right?
I think so. Let's do it.
Need to be more quiet next time.
Yeah.
He's consuming that coffee.
Productively.
Cheers, guys.
So this is the drip coffee from the coffee stop in Buena Park.
Yep.
Not bad. Well, next week we'll try their espresso, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers.